So I've seen a lot of videos out there slamming Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott's latest film, and being a massive Alien series fan, it's disheartening to see that. And I remember when Prometheus came out and the years following Prometheus, there was so much questions raised and so many people slamming it and calling it stupid, and they've done the same to this film and kind of have killed it as well at the box office. I guess the way this film kind of didn't make as much money as Prometheus, which is a surprise. I thought it would have made quite a bit of money, but I think the way they released it, their strategy kind of stuffed them. Like, they really over advertised the film. There was so much in the marketing, which as a viewer it was amazing to see, but you kind of saw so much in the months leading up to it, and that was one of the reasons. But for me personally, it's my highlight of the year for films, and it was the one I was most excited to see. So just reading about all these people complaining about David was the mastermind behind creating the xenomorph, and just how plots were, like, character actions were stupid and dumb. I get that. Like, the audience kind of wanted more from this film, and personally, when I saw it the first time, I was annoyed, but then I saw it a second time a week later, and it made a lot more sense, and it kind of felt better, it felt smoother. And apparently there's like 30 minutes of footage that they didn't include, which hopefully will come out as an extended edition on the DVDs and Blu-rays. But going back to some of the things that Ridley did, I guess it is what it is, and he's just doing the best that he can do as a filmmaker. You could say, oh, why didn't he do this? Well, why didn't he do it? Everyone has their own take. Everyone has their own idea of what it should be, but it always isn't. Like, I hated Captain America 3. Like, there was so many things wrong with that film that were obvious. But, there wasn't a huge backlash against that film. I think people have just come down really hard on Alien Covenant. It looks beautiful, especially the New Zealand footage. It's just amazing. Having been there myself, I could just say it is paradise, and they captured it really expertly. The interiors, amazing. The creatures, the CGI, all brilliant. I just say there wasn't enough time to get to know the characters. That was the major thing. The crew of the Covenant. And then, people are saying that Shaw was... I mean, as well, myself as well included, I didn't like how they finished the Shaw character off. I thought she deserved better, and there was a lot of hate directed for that. But in the end, I guess it's It's all where it's heading to. And, I mean, you have to appreciate these films because I don't know many other films that people are still talking about 5 years later after they were released. In for example, Prometheus, people are still talking about the theories and stuff that goes along with that, like the engineers. It is kind of a dumb film in many respects, but just the questions they made people think about existence and where we came from and everything. I thought that was really well done, and that's why I love the Alien series, is because it makes you think so much about life and evolution, creation. It's got hints of 2001: A Space Odyssey in it, in the form of David. And I thought Michael Fassbender did a spectacular job with David in Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And he turned out to be my favourite character, actually. The music as well. Jed Kurzel's score, like, he was brought in late, and I think he did a spectacular job. Like, he uses motifs from the original Alien and Prometheus as well, the score, and it was so expertly done. Like, it's my favourite soundtrack I've heard for a long time. Especially the piece called Perfection or something. I'm not sure, but it was when the xenomorph was birthed. That music literally brought a tear to my eye. Like, it was so beautiful. And I mean, I could keep going on about it, but the main thing is, like, it was it was a good film, I'd say that. Not as good as Aliens or Alien, but then again, how could you better those films? You just can't, because they came out, the xenomorph creature was fresh, it was horrifying. Giga's work, like, you've never seen anything like it, and there was so much mystery behind the creature. And after all these decades of being bombarded with the xenomorph, it's not very frightening or surprising anymore. So that's another reason why it could never live up to the original. You have to take these things into account, because a prequel to Alien is never going to live up to the original, but it did a damn fine job of doing so, and showing us something new in the neomorph creatures and the spores and the black goo as well. I could go on and on, but I'm not. I'm just going to say that after what Paul Anderson did with AVP and the shitstorm that was created from that, I'm so glad that Ridley Scott came back on the board and returned this series to, something decent and something interesting. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And it's just like, I guess I'm hoping that they're going to make at least one more. That's what I'm praying for. Because I want to see the end of this kind of prequel trilogy kind of thing. I know his original intention was to do 6, but I doubt that. was going to happen at all. Just because the box office for Alien Covenant, unless it does really well on DVD, I don't think the budget for the next one is going to be really high. So I just hope they make one more. That's all I can wish for, and that it is truly great, like combining everything and going in a new direction and everything, kind of bringing an end to this whole series, because you can't keep going on about things. You can't just keep expanding. That's what I hate about these superhero films, is they're not like one solid film. They're just advertisements for film 3 pictures away, you know. They just need to focus, make something complete and whole and really entertaining. So that's my hope, is that Fox, you know, sees all this backlash and tries to make one final decent Alien film to close off this series, because they're never gonna recapture the spirit of the original idea. You just can't. It's impossible. So I just hope it has a fitting ending. That's all I can say. So I hope you enjoyed my points, and that this was kind of something in the realm of all the hate that's coming out towards this film. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.